Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. Welcome to Monday Magic Intuitive Energy Reading. Super excited to be here with you today. This is one of those fun days where I get to bring you good news. The energy today is amazing, and over this past weekend was good as well. A little up and down, and some people, like my children, experienced big emotions and big purging. But otherwise, for most people that I've worked with or talked to, that has moved into a beautiful energy today and even a little bit yesterday. So let's talk about last week. What did we experience? How did we experience it? What are we feeling today? And what is the guidance going forward? So last week was a relatively calm week. It was sort of the post eclipse hangover was a term I heard one astrologer use. So certainly that was felt by many, that we were just kind of tired and taking a deep breath after the eclipses passed. We had a little bit of a geomagnetic storm yesterday. It actually started around Friday evening. We did hit a KP7, which is relatively high. I kind of felt it earlier in the week, I think even Thursday. We refer to it as the unmeasurables. I tend to feel these things before they actually register on the scientific equipment. But there was a coronal mass ejection and solar flares, not huge solar flares, and then minor amplitude on Thursday on the Schumann resonance. It is also important to note that there has been evidence to link lightning strikes to Schumann resonance spikes, which I found very fascinating, because when lightning strikes and it obviously impacts the earth, it also impacts our bodies and can cause a fight or flight response. So I thought that was pretty fascinating. So if you ever notice that you're just kind of going through your day and all of a sudden your anxiety peaks, or you feel like all of a sudden you feel like there's something to worry about, even though there's really not much causing you to feel that way, it's important to know that we are influenced by solar weather and by the Schumann resonance and even by lightning strikes that may not even be in our area. It is very interesting to know and just to kind of pay attention to when big emotions or big feelings, big sensations seem to come out of nowhere. There might be a reason for it, and it might not be your fault. So, like I said, big emotions. My kids were just a hot mess. They were so tired, didn't want to lay down, just couldn't handle the big emotions. It was difficult to sort of balance. Ideally, you would go outside and put your feet on the ground and let the earth help balance your electromagnetic energy. But like I said, it kind of moved into sort of a beautiful, blissful energy. I felt highly energized. I was ready to go after those boxes in the garage. And typically when I do my big workout on Saturday morning, it's pretty exhausting. I wouldn't go for hours more unpacking boxes and running up and down the basement stairs, but I had plenty of energy, so that was nice. I also noticed that it brought in a lot of insight or awareness. I just kind of felt like my consciousness was opened to receive more information, tons of really cool ideas and inspiration coming through, just kind of coming out of nowhere. So I do tend to associate that with solar weather. I feel more expansive, more connected when the solar weather increases. Kind of trying to feel like, do I want to go into that yet? We'll come back to that. I've got some more notes on that, but I get excited. That's kind of the most exciting piece of the week. Others have kind of questioned, am I stuck? Are things moving? Do things feel slow? Is there a feeling of sluggishness or heaviness or density? And while for some, I have seen the evidence of that, I personally am just experiencing more of sort of a dissipation of the eclipse energy. And yet at the same time, it's feeling into an awareness of, more so a knowing that energy is starting to pick up. Things are starting to speed up. That this is sort of a slump, if you will, of energy. And it's as if this is kind of a moment of rest before things amplify. And it's been coming through that December things will start to happen, and then by spring we'll be in full swing of something new. So really just acknowledge the fear around being stuck or the frustration around slowness, and shift your perspective around that, and see it more so as a time for recuperation, regeneration, and getting prepared for what is coming. Also remember that you create your life. You are conscious, you can be a conscious creator if you become conscious of what you're creating. And so it is up to us to create a life of beauty and wonder. And we can do that consciously. So if you're feeling like things are stuck or not moving, or you're feeling frustrated, recognize that if you are taking the steps to make a change in your life, to do something different or better, then that will come in time, and that this time is needed for rest. But if you're not making the changes, if you're not consciously trying to create something new in your life, or consciously cultivating positive energy even in this moment, then that's where the shift and change may be called for. So just remember to create your life consciously. Look for the beauty, look for the silver lining, speak into existence. Today is going to be a beautiful day, and use your power and authority to create that. There is an interesting call to discipline that has been coming through for a couple of weeks now. Self-leadership was something we talked about last week, a call to discipline in the physicality, right? So for me, as an example, I moved, and that was pretty disruptive to my health, to my workout routine, to my supplement routine, to my diet. Saturn was also in retrograde and has now gone direct. And so I feel like there's likely a connection there where Saturn can be discipline. Saturn can be rules and regulations. Saturn can give us the strength to hold the boundaries. And because that was in retrograde for me, I felt that it was just easier to enjoy myself over the summer or things of that nature. And now it's time, right? Now we need to focus on the diet and exercise, focus on the nutrition, get back on the supplement plan, ramp up the exercise routine, really focusing on detoxing and reducing inflammation, all of this so that we can step into our highest potential. That the amplification and the speeding up that is coming is going to require us to step into our highest potential from a physical, mental health aspect, spiritual, all of it, right? So that we are fully online as best possible. And that requires discipline sometimes. That higher levels of self-love and discipline are needed when we, feel like we want to have some ice cream or we want to have a glass of wine. Just saying, no, I'm not going to commit that act of violence against my body. I love my body very much. My body is the source of guidance and connection and freedom and expansion and abundance and manifestation and all these things in my life. Why would I do that to my body? And looking at the will to live, the desire to live a beautiful life, and knowing that I've had this really strong sense that we are going to have the option to live longer in the near future, likely in our lifetime. And if my life is so beautiful and amazing, and I, as a conscious creator, am creating something so delicious and yummy that I absolutely love, why would I want to end my life any sooner than I need to? Knowing that things like sugar and alcohol are one of the fastest ways to age ourselves and kill ourselves and create disease in our body, why would I commit that act of violence against my body? And I want to give credit to Brian Johnson, who he has created something called the Blueprint, where he's reverse aging internally because of the things he has discovered. So he uses the term committing the act of violence against our bodies. So I don't own that, but it's powerful and it means something. And so we really have to look at, if I am so miserable, if I am living a life that I don't love, and I don't care if I die early, what's the difference? At least I just get to enjoy this cookie or this glass of wine now. Then that really is a call to look at, do you have unhealed trauma? Do you have wounding? Do you have limiting beliefs? Are you stuck in that limited mindset that is holding you back and preventing you from stepping into your purpose and your abundance birthright and a life that is beautiful, that you love, that you want to live. That should be a pretty big indicator, right? So this call to discipline is so that we can live a better life, so that we can enjoy our life, so that we can step into our highest potential. And if you're struggling with depression or anxiety, it's trying to call your attention and let you know that something is misaligned in your life. You are misaligned to your path. And to overcome the depression and the anxiety requires that we make a shift and change in the area that is not meeting our needs, that is not supporting our expansion or allowing us to step into our purpose, remembering that purpose and fulfillment and joy and bliss and happiness, wealth, financial abundance, they all come from you being in your highest state, you being at your highest capacity, you exercising all of the gifts and talents that were given to you. And that will create the joy and the bliss and the happiness and the wealth and the abundance in your life. If you're not on that path, if you are misaligned to your purpose and misaligned to your path, you're going to suffer depression, anxiety, and all of these things. So let those be indicators to you as a call to action, a call to your attention to do the healing work so that you can step into your purpose and into your path, right? There's another interesting sort of theme that came through, like I was saying, the insight, the awareness, and just feeling like, creative ideas are just dropping in today. There's a sense of almost detachment that came through with this energy over the weekend. It was almost like being an outsider looking into my own life, right? The awareness of everything that's happening around me while I'm separate from it and also part of it, and seeing all of these different aspects. It's kind of like watching your life in a snow globe from the outside, but you're also one of the characters in the snow globe. And so it was a really surreal, unreal feeling. Just sitting there, getting my nails done, listening to the music, listening to the nail technician, listening to the lady getting her pedicure, and how life is just ebbing and flowing and speaking and communicating, and just this knowing of, I sense and feel and hear the message that is being delivered in every pin drop of life. And it feels beautiful and it feels so supportive. And yet knowing that nobody around me sees or feels this. And so it's really just a sensing into the communication, the heartbeat of the universe that is constantly being delivered to us, and yet so many people are unaware of. And it's such a beautiful experience to just be in awe of life and how amazing, this song on the radio is speaking to me, and the conversation is speaking to me, and there's indications of what's coming and what's going, and sort of this sensing into and feeling into where life is taking us. And yet being in awe of how many people are unaware of those things. So sort of the guidance for how to move forward. We're very much being invited to expand, right? Allow the expansion, remove all of the limitations, all of those statements where you say, I can't because, right? I can't follow my dreams because I'm a mom. I can't leave this toxic relationship because I don't know how I'll afford it. The I can't because statements are our own limitations. It may seem to be true. And if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. If you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. So we really want to recognize how powerful we are, that our words, our spells, right? Spelling, words create. And this is proven from, a scientific perspective, from a psychological perspective. And we know as creators that the things we speak over ourselves become true. So there's plenty of evidence. So you want to really look at, what are the possibilities? Remain as king by asking a question. If you look at the etymology of that word, you remain as king by asking questions. Instead of saying, I can't because, you ask, how can I? Remembering the tyranny of the how. We do not need to figure out the how. We are asking the universe, how can we make this happen? Right? It's not up to you to come up with that. Although you are a component in this creation process. There is a bigger divine energy working in your favor that is going to deliver you these solutions when you own your power and authority in your life and you say, I don't know how, but I know infinite potential exists for me and I'm calling that in, right? So I don't know, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I don't know what's wrong, I don't know what to do. I'm hearing today that I'm misaligned to my path. What do I need to do? Ask this question. What is my next right step? What do I need to do to become more aligned? What do I need to do? How do I step into my purpose? Start commanding by asking questions for those answers to come instead of building walls that separate you from infinite potential. The I can't become becomes the walls and the barriers that block you from moving and expanding in life the way you're made to. I can't because is powerful. You just created that limitation. So instead, how can I becomes the new response, right? Our power is profound. And part of what we're doing in this leadership, the self-leadership, the discipline, the getting clear, clean and clear is clean, clear, and strong, powerful, right? We are cleaning our bodies so that we become clear, so that we can hear the guidance. We are grounding in our stability and our power and authority so that we can hold the power of the expansion and the potential that emanates from us and is going to become even more powerful. We are strengthening so that we can hold this new energy. And every moment of trauma healing, every time you relieve yourself of an old wound or a block, you become more powerful, you expand a little bit more. And so we just keep leveling up. And so that's why it's important for us to get strong mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, so that we can hold the power of the new level, right? So watch with childlike wonder. I think that might have to be our theme for the day. Watch with childlike wonder how life is happening for you and not to you, how beautifully life is just unfolding as you walk. It unfolds right before you and it emanates from you. Watch with childlike wonder and awe of how beautiful life can be when you step into becoming a conscious creator, right? Just keep saying yes to the things that you want more of. Yes, I love this beautiful, delicious energy. Yes, I love this warm, gorgeous day. Yes, I love having the windows open. Yes, I love being a creator and creating videos and teaching and sharing and helping heal. I love all of the beauty that life has to offer. Just keep saying yes and thank you for the things that you love, and that calls in more, right? Feel into your body, right? The guidance of your desires. Feel the guidance of your desires. If you struggle with connecting with your body, plenty of videos on the channel to help you with that. That's a strong suggestion that you have unhealed trauma. The body keeps the score. We tend to disassociate from the body because we don't want to feel the pain, but those are the blocks that will keep you stuck. So remember that your body is highly intelligent. The brain is often the last to know. Your body knows how to heal you. The brain cannot heal trauma that is housed in the body. So we want to feel into the guidance of your desires and say, yes, yes, I know I desire this thing and I don't know how, but I know that the universe is capable of infinite potential and can provide it for me, right? The divine can provide guidance for you. So just say yes, yes to those desires. No more I can't because, right? Remember not to trust the mind. The mind is a trickster. Just think about, we have imperfect memory. It is well known that your memories are highly flawed. There's a reason why you will remember something completely different than another person will remember it. The mind is not trying to help you grow or evolve. The mind is trying to keep you back in the old place because that's where it's safe. Right? We don't need to demonize the mind, but we want to recognize the mind is not our friend. The mind is what's going to tell you to go have that cookie or that glass of wine. The body says, no, please don't commit that act of violence against me. Right? So we want to trust the body, question the mind, and recognize that the over-reliance on the mind is dissipating. It is dying. It is going away. And I don't want to say the mind is going away completely, but the over-reliance on the mind, on the brain, on thoughts is finally starting to shift and change. We are becoming aware of somatic healing. and how it is absolutely critical to reaching your fullest potential. We are becoming aware that the mind, the monkey mind, all of these thoughts, all of our perceptions, all of our limiting beliefs, all of this storytelling and meaning making, they are what holds us back. And so we want to just be aware that the mind's time in lead is dissipating, right? The heart is designed to lead. The heart has an electromagnetic field 10 times greater than the brain. The heart and the body are designed to lead. The mind is just designed to receive. Certainly it regulates internal functions, but it is not designed to solve as many problems as it thinks it should, or to be in the lead. We want to follow the heart, listen to the body, right? We receive more when the mind gets out of the way. What that means is the mind, when people say you are the only thing standing in your way, you are the only, everything you need is within you, right? These statements mean that the brain is getting in the way of the capacity of the body. You already have everything you need in your body. Home is where your heart is, right? Literally in your body. That the mind doesn't even mind, at least my mind doesn't mind the break of not having to be in control all the time, not having to keep everything under control, not having to worry and stress and ruminate and think. The mind could use a break. But we have to trust that the body is intelligent and will lead us to a safe place. When we calm the mind, we become the observer of our thoughts. We detach, we can see the activity of the monkey mind. Then it actually gets to take a break. It gets out of the way. And then it can receive more higher guidance, more inspired creative thoughts, more inspiration, more creativity, less stress, worry, and toxicity for the body, right? So we don't need to reject the mind. We just need to put it in its new place. And that is more of a backseat role. It is no longer driving. So that is all I have for you today. I love you, my friends. I will see you on the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share if anyone can benefit from this.